Hello, my name is Jeremy Bartz. Welcome to week 13 of the Mastery Skills Challenge. To my right is
Rob Sloma, of course.
It's about time that he's back to me on my secondary side instead of the sideline reporter.
Here I am.
But tonight we have 4 bowlers who qualified today. It took 876 to make the cut today, so it was a little bit easier in the last couple weeks, but still, it was still looking pretty tough. What do you think, Rob?
A couple new guys now. We got Nyenhuis and Mike Cabot that's in the match. Eaton down there and Aaron's over here. Hey, it's going to be some good matches tonight, I think.
Yep. So that's it for us right now. We'll watch some great bowling coming up.
Awesome.
So on 7-8, we have Aaron Phillips against Mike Cabot. Aaron was a high qualifier today at 946. Cabot was with an 876. Aaron did a lot of that today where he was tripping out those 10 pins.
Bryan Eaton up on lane 9. Fresh surface even.
As Michiko would say, it seems like a righter is better, except for if you're a lefty, then lefty is better. Lefter is better.
This is true.
All right, Cabot's up in the first, and Don is up in the first on lane 10. Cabot a little light. Hall of Fame Donnie. Trips a 10.
Good shot. He stole my line. I was going to call him the Hall of Famer.
HOF. Cabot on the 2-4 attempt right now. Got to hurry. And Rob, this is where sometimes I used that in the past. Straighter can be better on those left side spares, right?
Yeah. Said if you send it right a little bit, even though we had a little more friction today, you can get it to hang and it will just float. So me, straighter's greater.
Down just a little bit late in that last second shot.
Yeah, if you want to see straighter greater, Nyenhuis is your guy right there. He's pretty much wrote the book on that, and he obviously proves his spare shooting is pretty stellar.
Mike yanked that one just a little bit. Almost got away with a trip in the 5-pin. And I didn't see, he also has a 10-pin.
Donnie, straight at it. It's a good spare.
Normally in a league shot, house shot, you would usually hook into that one as I would do, but on this one, especially today with how the Blands are playing, trying to hook it is always it's not always a good attempt. Cabot, a good try there. Cabot has 17 in the second. Aaron has a strike in the first.
Bryan kind of double dribbled that shot there in lane 10. You can see when you do that, it loses its energy. You do, again, need to get the ball rolling. Any kind of if you want to loft it a little bit, it can't do that double dribble. It just takes energy off the ball. Good shot.
Aaron was pretty much not the same zone all day, so it's kind of a nice where he just takes I don't know if he takes a little bit of a hand out of it, just try to keep more control, but he was able to play that line pretty much all day.
Yeah, today the friction factor was just a little bit more, and I would say it was earlier than later. It wasn't. We didn't have as much carry down. We did chase it to the right today. But again, that's where Aaron played last week, and he proved that it was pretty good.
Yep. Aaron with a spare. He's got 20 in the first, working on a spare in the second. Bryan's up in the third, working on a spare. As you were saying right there, he didn't double dribble that one. He saw how the ball read the lane much easier and much cleaner.
Yeah, he definitely cleared his thumb out of the ball much better there. End result, ball took off to the right and got himself a strike. Aaron, good shot on lane 7 there. Great shot.
left.
Hall of Famer. It's a great shot.
That matches all square after 3.
Let's see if Cabot can get himself lined up here.
I think he's just slightly in the wrong zone. I mean, if he just moves just a tad left with his feet, but not much, but keep the same eyes in the same spot, I think he'll be all right. He's not trying to point right now, but it's going early on him, like you had said earlier.
Yeah, he, honestly speaking, needs to kind of get up the boards more. He's struggling because he had one that shoved down the lane further, and then he tried to control it with his hand, and he pulled it the next time. So a lot of times that the correct move would be move right and take a little bit out of your hand and just roll the ball.
And he pulled the spare attempt. Down with the spare in the 4th. Yeah, let's see if Cabot can just throw a good shot right here. I don't know if the nerves of being on TV is affecting him or not, but this isn't how he normally bowls.
Well, they do when the lanes sit a little bit, believe it or not, they do transition. I noticed that from pair to pair. They move a little bit different. That's a good shot there. Sometimes they tighten up, sometimes they actually hook a little bit. And the move is only like a board or 2. It's not even that minimum or maximum. It's a great shot there by Bryan Eaton.
So Brian's got 40 in the second, working on a double. Don is working on a Dutch 200. Aaron has 40 in the second, working on a strike. And Mike, we will just say he's trying.
Real good shot there. If you watch Aaron when he threw it there, he just rolled the ball. Didn't really do much to it. He's not trying to control it. He's just, whatever the lane's giving him, he's making it work.
Another double dribble, and you saw what happened. You can tell he's frustrated right now with that one.
Yeah, a lot of grippage there.
Aaron up in the 5th, working on a double. I won't say he like drops it, but he gets out of the ball so clean. It looks like he's just dropping right on the lane, right where he needs to be.
Yeah, watch his hand. It's directly right behind the ball. It's almost like he's just pushing it, and thumb comes out clean, comes off the fingers. Instant roll right to that pocket.
Yep, and he's not trying to overhit it right now. He's just letting pretty much the ball do all the work off his hand.
Yeah. Aaron's rolling real good lately.
Mike with a good trip of the 4-pin.
A little better shot. Got up the boards. Donnie over on lane 10. Little swisher there, leaving the 7-pin. Donnie's sitting 79 in the 4th. Bryan Eaton's 89 in the 4th. Both spare up. Notice how I called his spare?
Yep.
He's not going to miss.
I haven't seen him do his patented, just put his finger by the ear and wait for the pin to, the ball to hit the pin. He likes to do sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Mike Cabot leaving the 2-pin on lane 7.
Great shot by Donnie, but not rewarded.
Yeah, definitely. I think he pured that one there, and he probably assumed that was 10 back also. All
right, Cabot the spare in the 6.
Good spare there by Donnie. Two people.
Another good shot by Aaron, just went a tad high, left the 4-pin. So Aaron did have the high game of the tournament today with a 269. My co-host had the second high game with a 257 today. No, wait, you had a 257 also.
Heck yeah.
Cabot had 257 also.
Yeah, I showed up for a couple games. I kind of struggled the other two.
We have 14 bowlers here today, and 10 of them actually finished plus today, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, I think everybody, once when they found where they needed to be, the splits weren't as prevalent, and guys were picking up their spares. Stayed more clean.
Unlike Bryan right there.
Oh, did I just jinx him?
Now we have a 1-pin match now. And now Aaron is up in the 7th working on a spare.
Boom. Oh, timber!
Alright, so that's about the 6th different way I've seen him trip a 10-pin today.
Forward.
Bryan really hit. There's his 9 spare Brooklyn again. I can't even call that Brooklyn because he almost missed the head pin right.
I think he had 3 or 4 of them earlier today, but hey, still all counts. It's part of the game.
And Cabot trips to 5-7. And when the 5-pin goes right, I mean, that's kind of impressive still because of where the ball goes and the pin falls towards the ball.
You wonder if it's like a gravitational pull or something.
And Donnie went just a hair wide. And he doesn't miss like that usually in these matches. When he can smell blood, he doesn't usually just kind of throw that one away a little bit.
Like I said, I think the lanes have a little bit of transition because a couple guys actually came off that pair and they threw some pretty good games there the previous game. It's a good shot by Mike there on lane 7.
Yep, definitely needed the speed in that one because that one was going to go.
Hall of Famer spare shot over there, picking up the washout. Or a form of a washout.
But his 1-pin advantage turned to a 2-pin deficit right now. Does he do it another way? Nope.
The soft 10. Aaron's throwing his old rubber ball. Donnie over on lane 9 is actually throwing a Skills 3.02 bowling ball. Mike Cabot's throwing an, I think it's a Columbia Scout. I think he was saying.
Was striking the 8th.
I think Mike was saying he actually used that ball in high school.
And really good spare.
And Bryan Eaton's throwing also a Skills ball.
With a little more surface than the other two I've seen.
I think he's back on the 500 grit plan. I was using it as a rosin, his residual after he was sanding it.
So Bryan with a possible 237, Donnie with a possible 225. And he goes a little high.
Yep. Yeah, I think they got both lanes playing a little bit different over there. That's the Aaron bounce area right there.
Yeah, right up 1.
Yeah, close to.
Oh, actually it was 2. Look at the replay. Bryan with another spare. As Rob says, Spares are what makes it here. And HOF doesn't miss spares.
No, you can't take yourself out of play. You at least have to pick up your spares. Whatever you leave, gotta pick it up. Good shot. You see that ball right there? Mike actually went more up the boards, and like I said, any deviation to the right or left, either went, you crossed over or you missed the head pin. So, good shot.
So Bryan with a possible 205 now, working in the 9th. That's a goal. Yeah, we can't repeat what you just said, but he's definitely frustrated.
Yeah, he's lost a little bit of look and feel with the hand there, but hey, keeps him in the match with the strike. Up the boards. Flush.
I think Cabot wants to start the game over.
He's got the feel.
That was our first ham bone.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, Donnie did the same thing again in the right lane.
Another washout. Yeah, that was a ham bone. That was a 4-bagger even. I couldn't yell. It's kind of too quiet.
Yeah. There's no music going. There's a little bit of music, but it's like really low right now.
Yeah, when we got multiple bowlers, we shouldn't necessarily yell. We can yell after one person throwing a shot. Up the boards again. Perfect.
Yeah, Mike. Mike wants to start over now.
Donnie. Oh,
good attempt by Donnie.
It's a good shot. All right, so Donnie's sitting 163 in the 9th.
And Bryan's got 145 in the 8th. We're going to strike, so it's a 2-pin advantage right now.
Right down to the 10th.
Donnie can do 193. Bryan can do 205, but nothing is guaranteed right now in this pair. Oh, Bryan, he got that really early.
All right, so Mike Cabot ends with a 213.
Still shot a respectable 213 after going open this first three.
Donnie leaves the 610 over on lane 9.
So Cabot actually threw 7 of the last 8 were pretty damn good. But Aaron was just on another level right now by staying consistent.
Hits the bounce. 10 back.
I don't know if I could ever trust that line myself.
Why not? Well, again, we need to get you a ball so you can come out and try it. Oh. Rare miss by Donnie Nyenhuis there. 172 for his final end. And Aaron leaving the 4-9 split. Seven pin by Bryan over there on lane 10.
Well, Bryan has Mike shut out, Don shut out now. Now Aaron just shorting off.
Great spare.
Picking up that spare on this pattern is really damn good.
Yeah. 227 for Aaron Phillips. To Mike Cabot's 213. Bryan picks up the spare. See if Bryan tries a little bit of something different here and for a practice for his up-and-coming match here.
Well, he's gonna move to 5 and 6, so 5 and 6 might be a little easier for him.
It's true, but if he changes a hand release or something like that, you never know. 10 back, good shot there. All right, so it looks like Bryan Eaton versus Aaron Phillips in the finals.
185, 172 over to HLF.
It's a good match.
All right, welcome to the championship match of the Monday Mastery Skills Championship Week 13. Number 1 seed Aaron Phillips against number 2 seed Bryan Eaton. Aaron starts with a strike. And he hasn't really changed since the pair.
No, Aaron's he's on a roll.
You probably screw up. Rob is on my left-hand side because we switched, because now Rob's in charge of the scorekeeping because he does a lot better job of that than I do.
Again, channel my inner Butch Soper.
Bryan a little bit in that shot. Hook. Just
hard and straight.
That was almost too straight.
Picked it up, right?
Yes, he did.
All right. Hey, this week we're bowling on worm for our pattern, 37 feet.
How many mils is this one?
You know what? I didn't even look. I'm going to say it was still 7 mils. But this week it actually, we had a tad more friction to the right, where it was very similar to last week's pattern, where last week's it just got really, really tight.
Yeah, it was 7 mils. Mike Jr. did verify with us. We need a sideline reporter, but Mike probably being the peanut guy right now with his dad.
Pretty good guess, eh?
Yeah.
That's
well,
what
Rob, you are the technical person of the two by far, so.
Well, that's what I felt out there. But yeah, there was a little more friction to the right. It didn't carry down as much. Actually, through the entire day, we still had to move more and more right. It's basically we're following the bowlers. The pattern starts out how it is, and then we just gravitate to basically where everyone is.
That time, Aaron trips a 7.
Yeah, good shot. This ball picked up real nice on the back end, throwing the head pin over the side, taking out that 7. Again, Aaron Phillips is using an old, probably about a late 70s. Can't remember the name of it. It's basically a rubber ball. It's made by Ebonite, one of the first.
Both alive in the 70s. I think it was the first real bad shot we've seen Aaron throw on TV tonight. A little bit in that time, you saw the ball take off really early on him that time.
But again, try to minimize your mistakes, and he's got something fairly easy to pick up.
It's always a good thing when the money matches well. I'm supposed to pay out too. That always makes you feel good. So, not just for bragging rights, boys and girls, but they also get a little bit of prize money on.
Absolutely.
As well. It's really good practice, and you get paid to practice. So,
Aaron Phillips setting 48 in the second. Spare up in third. Bryan Eaton's on lane 6, working on a strike in the second.
that was a good shot. And he got not rewarded. Off his hand, I jinxed him because I said that was a great shot off his hand.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I won't do that right now again.
ball was charging pretty hard. That might have been just a tad heavy, if anything, but still, he should have gotten struck.
Oh, I thought that one looked pretty good.
I was waiting for you to comment your real word.
We'll try to keep this one a little PG rated for Parker this week.
All right, no problem.
Well, I say, Bryan got mother trucked that time. How's that?
I might have to quote something from Bob Barker at the end. Which you might have to wait and see. You like that, Bob? All right, Bryan's setting 40 in the second, spare up in the third.
Let's see if he does a good shot here after getting completely hosed that last shot. But gets a little wide. Leaves the 4-pin.
Curious if he's working on his release a little bit yet, because like I said on the last pair, he was either grabbing it or he was letting go of it too early. So I'm curious if that's what he's kind of thinking right now.
Well, actually, his brother has been working on his release a lot the last couple weeks after he came back from the PBA. He was like, I gotta come out clean. You can't have any more of that herky-jerky hooking at the end where he needed a little more control, and he's doing a great job of keeping it. Working it every day.
Most definitely. The key to being a bullet better is practice, and these couple guys here are actually, doing what they can when they do have time available to make that happen.
I think Aaron hit that a little hard usually. Oh, a little good break there. Definitely
good break. Yeah, it looked like he projected a little more to the left instead of, again, up the boards. This pattern still, it wants you to play more straight.
He also hit that one a little hard in the last couple of shots too, I think.
Could have been too, where he might have dropped in. The tendency when you drop something, you want to shove it with your fingers.
I have that. I do not have that problem at all.
You don't do the at the line adjustment?
I just fall in the opposite gutter sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Into mine.
Balance can be an issue sometimes at nighttime.
Okay. We'll work on that.
Especially when it's the last night before we're shut down for 3 months.
That was a wonderful night. I hate to say it.
Yeah, and my co-host decided to shoot like a low 800 to 300 in there, and we did an ad hoc sweeper the night we had to close. It was a great night for him.
Absolutely.
I just had a lot of fun.
Everyone had fun.
See, Aaron came out of the ball 1 2 at a time and right where he needed to be.
Yep, up the boards. You can see the projection on that.
All right, so Bryan is in the 5th with a 59 in the 3rd, working on a spare. Aaron has 87 in the 4th, working on a strike.
Pretty good match yet.
Aaron has a possible 267. Bryan's got a possible 259. Uh-oh. Got a little wide again. You can tell he's trying to work on that release because it just doesn't seem quite smooth at the moment yet.
It could be a little bit of a timing issue also. You could see right when he got to the bottom of that, he really tried to hit it because he may have been in the wrong position basically at the line. Smooth and straight. Good spare.
Yeah, when my timing's all off, I do like a Bryan Terrebek swing where I just completely throw my arm in front, right across the front of my body and just pray that I get a lot of spin on it.
Well, everyone has their own techniques. It's basically once when you get to the line and you're letting go of the ball, all the bowlers all come together at the same spot. It's no different than any other sport.
he tried to force that one a little bit, I think. Yeah, there's one bowler you guys should watch to see how the hell does he get to the line every time consistently is look up Brandon Novak. He bowled today in the PBA finals in the Central region. That guy has one of the most unorthodox swings you will ever see, but he is 100% committed at the line every single shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like I said, when it all comes together, it's all at release, and it's actually pretty good at that point. Chops that leaves the 7-pin there on lane 5.
Well, you see, boys and girls, he kept his composure, even though I know he wanted to break something really bad right there. So Aaron's up in the 6th, working on a strike. Well, almost leaves a 5-7, but the 5-pin got tripped. Dion Flores is watching with us. I made it fun. I liked his name because I call him Dijon Mustard. Thought I could remember him, no problem.
I'm wondering if Aaron's now experiencing a little bit more carry down where, again, that's 2 shots, I believe, on that lane where the ball's kind of pushing a little bit. Great spares.
Well, he's been clean so far, so.
Aaron Phillips in 5th frame, sitting 107, spare up in the 6th.
Whoa. That one he got even wider than. You can't go any wider than that, just so you know.
Nobody did it all last week. I mean, it worked.
He's got the balls to do that line. More power to him, because that line is something that I just can't trust myself doing, because if you're even like a ½ inch off, it's called a dash.
It's called practice.
We all thought the same thing, Aaron. Bowling is a matter of centimeters. Where Bryan chopped his and Aaron, we all thought that wasn't as good as we thought, but it was able to pick up the spare. Alright, so Bryan with a possible 225, Aaron with a possible 235. So Bryan doubles here, he puts himself right back into it. That ball read early. He kind of has like a little bit of a no man's land right now, where if he tries to put a little bit in, it's gonna bite early. If he goes out, there's no chance it's gonna come back. And
yeah, I think because I saw a little bit of an up hit there, and by up hitting the ball with the surface he has currently on his ball, it's going to read early, and it's pretty obvious that's exactly what happened.
So if he had like what, 1,000 in the ball right now, you think that lineup been good right there? You think?
I think he's got 500 on it.
No, but he had 1,000. You think he'll been?
Yeah.
He'd probably play that zone.
Yeah. I don't think he'd want to go to 2,000. It's pretty sensitive to a little changes. When you do big changes, it just takes it right out of the window.
But overall, though, I'd rather have at 500 and making sure you get to the finals, because if you don't make it to the finals, then what's the point?
He did it all day long to get here, so why go away from your bread and butter?
It's like almost like he needs to play the line down 6 on lane 5, and it might have been all right.
Yeah, that one there, he tried to smooth it out because of the other reaction he had on the other lane. It hooked up, and it never picked up.
But you can tell these mastery challenge patterns, once they get more lane play on them, they get really tricky. And it's like where there's not an easy way to play these lanes once there's a couple games on them. Like you said, they sit for a little bit too, because this pair sat for a good 40 minutes between being used.
Yeah, so. And being we have new surface here with this new installation in the VIP room area, the left side and right side, there's no really big favorite, or where maybe on the other side of the wall, the left side might be a little bit better, but overall here it seems like the right and left side is basically about the same.
Well, it's nice seeing them struggle, because the Mastery Challenge is supposed to be a little more challenging. So not like the previous couple of weeks where we had some bigger scores in the finals. Now you're actually seeing the guys actually have to grind and then get their spares.
Yeah, exactly.
A spare fest is always good for these type of challenges, because the guys like Machuco say, why would you? Nobody wants to always strike on this type of things. You want them to actually prove their worth by actually be able to get the spare as needed and make the right adjustments and strike when they have to.
Yeah, I'm all about working at it. Working at it will improve your game everywhere else. If you watched Aaron throw that shot there, I believe he did move right, and he's going back to like last week's friction spot. Okay, so Aaron's sitting 144 in the 7th, spare up in the 8th. Bryan Eaton, 7th frame, is 122, spare up in the 8th.
So still anybody's match, technically, so. But Aaron could put a pretty big hurt out if he gets a strike here, because then the pin count doesn't affect him in the first ball and the 10th, as Bryan would have to probably strike to match him for sure then.
Your 9th frame and your first ball and your 10th are your really two big shots you really need. Those are builders. They can make or break you right there.
And see, Aaron did a ball change there, so he's trying.
It's going to plastic. But I think he did move right on that lane the last time also, and it picked up. So I think he's pretty confident it's going to pick up here too.
Not quite, but still a good shot.
Absolutely.
See, if I only get the one ball, I just suck, because I just have to make the one ball work. These guys have two balls, so they can try and do something different. But obviously, they're still in the .01 and .02 for the differential RRGs or differentials for these mastery challenges. So.
But Aaron too, he possibly could have been thinking where his last shot there kind of faced up through the nose. He says maybe I'll put myself in a good position to pick up a spare and make Bryan beat me here.
Yep. See, Aaron has a clean 180 game going. He's in the 9th, in the 8th of the 163 to spare 9th, but he's clean. He's going to force Bryan to have to double right here. Because Aaron's in the 190s if he doesn't convert in the 10th, and Bryan needs to have his first one.
It's a good shot.
Pressure is on Bryan, he delivered his best shot in the match.
Absolutely. It's a good setup here. And that gets us, if he gets this next one here, we could have a pretty good match.
Now, let's see it with lane 5. I think lane 5 is tighter for him, so lane 16 a little more free. He made a great move there. Now, let's see if he needs to probably play about border 2 in, where he's been trying to play the last couple times. Oh, and he goes even wider. Ooh, and it came back. I don't think he... As you can tell by his reaction, he was not expecting that either. I wasn't either.
I think he moved left, and then he softened his hand up.
I still think he was a little farther out than he wanted to be.
Well, there is friction out there, so you project it there. You may be able to get away with it. It's a good strike.
Let's see if he does this again.
He's in the match.
He strikes here. He forces Aaron to get the first one.
Inside.
Alright, so this is where pin count does matter. Bryan does need to pretty much pick this up, because because then if Aaron goes 9 spare 8, we'll have a tie. And he gets 1. So Bryan finishes with 189. So Aaron, with a 7 count or better, will have his match.
Yep.
Oh, he does a 6 count.
Bucket. And that's no gimmies. You notice he went back to his rubber ball there. You know, I think he felt a little more confident on 6 than he does on 5.
Well, that 6 count makes it where he has to pick this up now. If he got the 7 count, he didn't have to pick it up. Now he has to spare this for the match.
What do we got?
And he chops it.
Chops it, leave the 5 pinned. Well, folks, Bryan Eaton, 189. Aaron Phillips, 188. What a match.
Both bowlers had disappointment in their faces at different times of the match. Bryan has like elation now. He has no idea how he just pulled that one off, but
No.
doubled when he needed to.
Yeah.
At 9th and 10th, he had to have him, and he did it. And then he got just enough pin count where it made sure that Aaron had to get at least 7 counts his first ball in 10th, and unfortunately he went a little light with the bucket, and we saw what happened.
Absolutely. Staying clean, you know, does matter. So they both had opens, you know, through the game, and came right down the 10th frame, and there it is.
All right. So we watched a really good mastery challenge, because this actually proved why this is a mastery skills challenge, because it's not, there is not a given in any shot in this.
Definitely not. So, but we'll be right back, and we'll interview the winner, and we'll go from there. All right, welcome back to the skills challenge. I'm here with our winner, Bryan Eaton. Finally broke through. You've been second place 2-3 times or so, and today, here you are. How do you feel about tonight?
I made some good shots, got lucky, you know, definitely a few times.
Definitely.
I'd say, you know, starting out tonight, you know, kind of each game climbed up a little bit higher and higher.
Yep.
Made the cut, you know, both Donnie, Nyenhuis the first match.
Yep.
You know, it was just kind of back and forth. I mean, both of us just kind of missing spares, not making some great shots.
Skills challenge right here.
Stuff, you know.
Yeah, grind it out.
Yeah, Donnie, you know, unfortunately, opening the 10th, I was able to sneak past him, make it to the finals against Aaron, who had probably one of the best looks in the house. I'd
Absolutely.
say, for the entire night. It looked like he hit some transition or something mid-game, you know, kind of stuck with the same ball.
Right.
You know, I thought it was a good shot. You know, we see it leaves a bucket and chops it.
Sure.
But yeah, I kind of got lucky tonight.
Sure.
You know,
37-foot pattern tonight. What'd you think of it tonight versus last week?
definitely played a little bit longer. The gutter wasn't as playable, or I guess further out wasn't as playable for me as it was last week. Last week I was definitely just being left-handed, just having to keep getting left and left and left, and I kind of saw that on the right side, kind of being right and right. Tonight was a little different. You know, I kind of had to move in as the night progressed.
Okay.
It seemed like you almost try to slow it down to get it to read at the right spot. Because if I try to move left like I did last week, it just seemed to just hook earlier and kind of just hook more.
Okay. And got up in the 10th frame, and Aaron's looking pretty good. You know, what were your thoughts when you got to the 10th there?
10th, I just get it off my hand. Hope for the best.
Yeah.
9th frame, best shot of the game. 10th frame, I sneak it out. You know, I think I get a little lucky and and carry the strike.
Sure. Well, you caught a break. You know, he opened in the 10th. He had a bucket, tough spare to pick up on any condition, and you won the match, and here you are.
Yeah.
The guy.
Yeah.
The man.
Yeah, spares are tough, especially this week, as I think more and more guys are using surface. Like what I see when I'm throwing, especially cross lane at a spare, is that ball is hooking in the mids. You know, it's making a little tip, especially if you have a little bit of rotation, unless you're dead knuckling it.
Sure.
You know, and I think that's kind of what happened to him, and it looked like it just kind of got away from him a little bit.
All right, good. And you like the format? Do you like the format, what we got going on now?
Yeah. No, top four making it to match play, you know, definitely gives a lot more guys, I think, a chance to get up to the top.
Sure.
You know?
You can never complain when you're there, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. No, it's good. The skills bowling is fun. I encourage everyone to come out and try it.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I mean, if you got like just a T-zone Maxim, those are good balls to use. We got the PBA skills ball to use.
Yep.
All good stuff.
Yeah. Well, we had 14 guys tonight, a little bit down, but hey, yeah, if you're interested here in the Skills Challenge, contact the Spectrum Entertainment Center with these guys, Bryan or Mike Eaton Jr. here, and they can set you up and point you in the right direction. But we'd like to see some more bowlers too. So a lot of fun. Work on your game. Obviously, it's working for you.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
All right.
Slowly but surely.
All right. Well, congratulations tonight, and look forward to bowling good next week.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so this has been week 13 for the Monday's Masterly Skills Challenge from Spectrum Entertainment Center. On behalf of myself, Jeremy Bartz, my other commentator, Parker the cover behind that camera. We'll see you next week. Good luck, good bowling.